Abu. The term "nso" we suggest one may define as a personal habit allergic to one's spiritual makeup. Dear loved one, "nso" is not necessarily a punishment to rebel or contend with, though the lived experience may prove troubling. We suggest to interpret one's "nso" as a boundary of sorts, as every Awushi and Omunna is uniquely distinct, like the famed uniqueness of the human palm. This fine line, usually not so obvious or troubling to the unawakened being, but where this dormant reality be abruptly activated by one's higher self, the she, as it were a sleeper self, so does your spiritual instincts, impulses, and intellect embodied in the Igbo word akonuche kick off, as it were one's spiritual allergic reactions to foods, habits not so long ago favored by your natural appetites. Now, this embargo is a typical Abu imprint of ownership, which will by phases demand certain cadres of purity, without which one may never operate at maximum capacity. One will discover in due phases a compromise in one's physical and astral bodies, as it were a real allergic reaction when one feeds on the same frequency as the general masses. The consequences shall be obvious. These are the contractual phase one's confrontational familiar spirits, beings, and egregores are bound to fulfill for one's alignment, appeasement, and spiritual restoration. It is necessary if one is to advance their core spiritual psyche to treat these phenomena as apparitions of one's shadow self. These most adversarial familiar beings or egregores will prove to be key porters, custodians that shall lead one to the Holy of Holies of the inner temple. It is important to come to the realization that every sense of separation whatsoever are just mere illusions. Let one's heart be light as a feather, gentle as the dove, yet as wise as a serpent in matters relating to familiar spirits, beings, or egregores. Much is to be revealed in future conversations relating to this phenomenon. It is to be noted that your she's favored advanced intelligences, such as your paternal, maternal, earth, water deities, and so forth, when activated to work with you by your higher self, which is your she, will never manifest as confrontational beings. Maka na mmụọ na-emelụ nwata ife adịghị emewa ya in my local parlance. Rather, they will employ your fear